All right, we live? This working? Everything working? Okay. Let's see if anybody joins us this evening. I'm gonna lean back tonight, I think. Lean back. There we go. Ooh, two people on. Pull this up a little bit. There we go. Hey, Brock. B Rock's in the house. Can you hear me all right, Brock? I don't have my headphones on because I don't want to wear them. I don't want to wear my headphones. What's up, Brew Geek? What up, Rich McCoy? Richard McCoy from Canada. Loud and clear. Very good. Very good. Aloha, Dan. Dan Pop. DP. DP in the house. Hello, Clay. Hello, my mail. What's everyone up to tonight? Hi. What's poppin'? Jacob. Stevens. I don't know. I don't know what's poppin'. Oh, Tulsa Tony's in the house. I'm doing well, sir. How are you doing out there in Tulsa? It's raining like cats and dogs down here. What up? Audio, man. John's SS Johnson SB. Howdy from my home state of Nebraska. Hey, what's new with Randy? Nothing. Nothing really. Oh, yeah, this is DMS's shirt. That's not his shirt, literally, because I wouldn't fit into that. It's the shirt I purchased from his channel. What do I think about Apple going high res? I think it's awesome. I think maybe there's with Spotify, like it doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? Like all of a sudden, Apple's no, they. I think they've all been working on this somehow, some way, and I don't know. There's got to be something behind it than just going after like audio files because I don't think Apple doesn't care about audio files. But I think it's great for the consumer. Thanks, Maestro. I'm gonna try to keep it up. Bonjour from Quebec. Bonjour, Dan. Hey, was glad to find a Metallica and Elac fan. Totally subscribe. Oh, speaking of Metallica, actually, I might be going on right now. Metallica is streaming their concert, ironically, from Lincoln, Nebraska, a couple years ago. Right now, I'm gonna have to watch that tonight. Updated firmware on my Pandas. Ooh, and it bricked them. Oh, I did the same thing, but I just had them hooked up to my computer, and everything was all right. Did they take care of you over a drop? You see that there's now a U.S. Hiko speaker dealer. Any knowledge of them? I do not. I do not. Thanks, Mike V. DMS. Doug. Yes. RMA. Does y'all have a good Monday? Do we have a case of the Mondays? Anybody have a case of the Mondays? I hope not. Hope we don't have the Mondays in here. No? I don't see any more comments. Oh, there's one. Nah, pretty good till the rain. Okay. Brock Gerling said I sure did. When are you going to try D-Rack? You're missing out, my friend. I don't have anything that has D-Rack on it. Although they reached out to myself to see if I wanted to interview the head honcho over at D-Rack, the brain trust over there. So anyway, when Ron quits messing around and moving, we're going to interview the D-Rack guy because Ron loves D-Rack. Sounds like the bad guy in some 80s fantasy movie. D-Rack. How's it going, man? Hope your Monday is going well. Any new music you've been checking out lately? I downloaded a bunch of Chesky records. I have yet to listen to them. There's a Macy Gray record in there I want to listen to. Shit, Asgard 3. Am I better off with a separate DAC or getting the 4493 integrated? You the man, by the way. Love the channel. 4493. What brand is that? Shit, Asgard. I don't know what brand the 4493 is. Is that the chip? 4493 AKM chip? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I reckon I would kick someone's ass if they said you have a case of the. You nailed it. Yeah. You know that McDonald's down there on 377? Yeah, I'm putting in the drywall. Hey, audio guy, what center channel speaker would you recommend as part of a small room 3-speaker setup? Well, personally, I'd get the Emotiva C1 Plus because it's awesome. And then maybe the B1 Pluses, or if you can fit them in there, maybe the T0s or T1 Pluses. I know it's small. Go with the B1 Pluses and then get a sub. You won't be disappointed. What do you edit your videos with? Mac or PC? Store-bought or custom? Well, I edit mine on a PC, which I guess it's custom. I mean, I bought the components and I put them together, but it's not that hard to put a computer together. Literally, they only go in one way. So I put it together. Any chance you review the new Blue Sound Node and Power Node? Maybe. I need to send the Dolly Spectre 2s back, and perhaps they'll send me one of those. AKM. Okay. So your question is whether you should get a standalone DAC or go with the DAC module that's available in the, what is it, Jotunheim? There we go. I'm sorry. I forgot. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the question is, should you go with an external DAC or should you just use the module? Is that correct? I'm sorry, Jason. I keep asking these questions. Happy Monday night. Aaron, super cool. Thinking about switching from Yamo S809 towers to KEF Q350s. What do you think? So the 350s are a great speaker. And if you can get a sub, I think you're going to have a higher fidelity experience, especially in the mid-range. And, well, the 809s, I think, soundstage and image pretty well. I think it's going to be a step up in what I would consider sound quality. The 809s, Yamo stuff is great. Good U-shirt curve on the Yamos, but also not necessarily the last word in texture and tone in the mid-range and bass. Have you seen ELAC's teaser for a new reference speaker, new debut? No, I'll have to look at that. Can you recommend a cheap and good phono cartridge for my VPI Traveler? Ortofon Red is pretty good. I think that's what I have. I really like it. Jason 331. Our donations going to vets tonight. You betcha. Every time I do a live stream, 50% goes to Homes for Our Troops. Last month we donated over $400 thanks to you fine folks. Hey Randolph, what do you think of the Sprout? Or when are you doing the review? Sprout's pretty good. It's gorgeous. With the bass boost on, it sounds very good. It does a lot of stuff. I think I don't think you can get a Sprout though till like fall. That wasn't my question. It was just answering manufacturer of DAC and shit. Okay. The chipset is, yeah, correct. AK4493 can be added as a module. Just trying to figure out if I should go separates. Okay. Well, the 4493, if you like the AKM chips, personally, I like a Sabre chip or a Burr Brown chip. I personally, and this is just me, find the AKM chips to be a bit harsh. Now, people are going to say, and I got it in the comments today, Well, it's not about the DAC chip, it's about how it's integrated. Is it? Is it really? Because every single AKM DAC that I've heard, I've been like, oh, that's an AKM DAC. And that's across different manufacturers. And I gotta tell you, the shit Modi sounds an awful lot like the SMSL when they have the same chips. Um, but if you like that, like the Topping E30, if you like that sound, the very detailed centric sound, and or you have a warm amp or speakers, that could be a great one. Personally, I like a Sabre DAC or a Burr Brown DAC. Actually, the SMSL S300, I think, has an AKM chip, 4497, I believe, and I was able to dial that into where I kind of liked it. Hey, Steve Zedman, my favorite North Carolinian. Oh, hey, Rock. What happened, Rock City? Where'd you go? Uh-oh. Hey, good evening, Randy. Glad you're on tonight. Yamaha finally about to release their flagship Aventus receivers. What are they going to cost? About $33,000. They got some expensive stuff. Dan Pop loves your channel. I want to get some Yamaha stuff. I want to get some. Everyman, I would go separate. I agree with Rothgar, the Viking. And one of the reasons why is when you start separating out power supplies, you start to clean up the signal just because you don't have a bunch of stuff pulling from the same power supply. I know that's painting with broad strokes, but that's kind of what I believe. Damn, Sean had a live feed up, just got here. Oh, cool. Hit the thumbs up. Shiraz Patel. Hello, what speakers are good in between JBL A130, very good speaker, Q Acoustics 3020i, also a good speaker, Yamaha S806 for front with same series front and Polk OMW 3 surround. Okay, so I would take the Yamaha and push them to the side, and I would concentrate on either the JBL or the Q Acoustics. Nothing wrong with the Yamos, but the JBLs and the Qs are both they're a lot more refined than the Yamos. The JBL has a very flat mid-range. And if you're looking for a quote unquote audiophile-ish high fidelity speaker, out of those three, the JBLs are probably the best bet. The Q Acoustics and the Yamos are both bit of a U shape, and if I had to choose between those two, I would choose the Q Acoustics. Okay, so that's personally what I would go with. Okay, largest donation so far, and can I do this with PayPal? So I believe the largest donation was from Andrew Robinson himself. It was $100, and if you go down to the bottom, there's a little dollar sign. You can click that, and then you can use the scroll bar to donate whatever you want, and then you can hook it up to PayPal. At least that's how I've done it when I support other YouTubers. I need you to love it so I don't feel like I spent too much on mine. What do I need to love? Did I miss something, Brian? I wish I could just click on you and then all of your comments would come back so I could read them all. Brian, I want to love it too. I don't know what it is, but I want to. Just want to say thank you, Randy, for being a reviewer who is accessible to a newcomer into the hi-fi hobby. Megan, you're very welcome. Of course, your down-to-earth humor and reviews are awesome, and a breath of fresh air compared to most audiophile snobbery. Well, Megan, that's what we're here for. We're here to create a community. That's not all, I don't know, looking down their noses at people because they have a system that other people don't feel is good enough. Yeah, the YAMLs are solid, especially for the price. I have the sub that came in the set from YAML. So if you think the KEFs are an overall setup, are an overall step up in quality, then thumbs up. Yeah, they are. They're a pretty big step up from the YAMLs. And it's not necessarily because they're going to be like, oh, they sound so much better. There's going to be a lot of more detail, nuances, deeper sound stage. Just, yeah, there's going to be more. Shit was using AKM, but now after the plant fire, they are switching to ES Saber. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, Randy, have you heard the new ELAC line that comes out in 13 days? I have not heard them. No. I have heard that it's happening. I've heard, but can't order them yet. Yeah. Did you quit your job yet? No. Not yet. I wish. What's your favorite IMs under? Ooh, for $100. I'll tell you what's pretty darn good is these QOA, or the Queens of Audio. I think it's the Vesper. They're really good. Here, I'm out of focus. What else under $100? You know, you can try the Z. You can get a couple different ones. So these are the ZS something Pro. Brock always knows what they are. I never know. ZS10 Pro or something like that. They're really, really detailed. And then like the blonde BL05s, they're good. The tin Hi-Fi T2s are really good as well. But the Vespers, the QOA, they're $70 or something. They're really good. Do you have any thoughts about the Wharfdale Denton 80th anniversary? I wonder if they'll be on clearance soon. I haven't heard them. No, I haven't. I like Wharfdale though. I haven't pulled the trigger on the Brennan 2 Ripper. Oh, okay. Very mixed reviews, but definitely haven't ruled it out yet either. Very cool. Recent subscriber. Just wanted to say thank you for the insight on your channel. Keep doing your thing on here, man. Enjoy your Monday night. Thanks, Aaron Smith. Sound like a football player or a baseball player. I had no clue about the new ELAC speakers. Very interesting. Yeah. That'll be pretty good. I hope so. Uh-oh. We bounced down here. You're going to do the PA Sprout soon? Yes, but I don't think you can even get it. I need to spend a lot more time with it. Are you ever going to do dedicated center speaker channel speaker shoot up? Probably not. And the reason why is, like, when you're doing a center channel, it really should be matched up with your fronts. So, like, if there's going to be center channels that have different characteristics, but it's not like comparing two bookshelf speakers or two tower speakers or what have you. It's going to be more difficult. Here's a good question. Sony SSCS5 or KEF Q150? Well, there's a significant difference in price there. On sale, the Q150s are $300. On sale, the Sonys are $75. I think you should put JBL Stage A130 in there. So KEF Q150 is a much warmer speaker, but rich and very enjoyable. One of my favorite speakers. JBL Stage A130 is more similar to the Sony, except better. $180 if you can get them on sale. Okay, here we go. Hey, brother, just got RP600M. Did I pick the wrong ones? I saw you sold yours. No, Bob. A lot of people love that speaker, and I like that speaker. It's a very good speaker, and if you got it at $377, that's a very good buy. Don't look back. Listen to it. If you like it, then love it and like it. But don't feel compelled just because I sold it that you shouldn't like it. It's a fine speaker. It's not for everybody, but it's a great speaker. Very well regarded. Oh, the Sprout. I hope you love it. No biggie. Thanks either way for your reviews and stuff. Brian is very good with the bass boost on. Without the bass boost on, it sounds very similar to other Class D amplifiers I've heard. With the bass boost on, it's pretty good, but it can be a bit heavy-handed, the bass boost. The DAC is very good. I haven't tried the phono preamp yet. Have not tried the Bluetooth yet. But it's gorgeous, very well built, pretty intuitive. Okay, center channel. Are you going to do the PA? Okay, we just talked about that. Isaac's getting hammered by the admins in here. Thank you. Thank you, Ortiz, 805. Appreciate you. Recent sub and first time catching a live stream. Just wanted to say thanks to your videos being back in the audio hobby. Good for you, Josh. I hope you're time with audio is filled with contentment and wonderment. Can't find anything about ELAC releasing new speakers. It's happening. Banhammer coming. PS Sprout. Yes. Uh, Please suggest phono preamp. Oh shit, Manny. I think there's a couple by Riga that are pretty inexpensive. Um, Emotiva has one. Pretty good. I don't have a ton of experience. There's one that I had, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. $200, and I thought it was really good. Just ordered the Sony 2.1 or DH190. Do you recommend Q Acoustics or E? Um, so if you're getting a Q Acoustics, I would look at the 3020i because the 3030i's might be a little bit too much bass. That receiver is a bit lush on the bottom end. So pairing it up with a very detailed speaker like the Emotiva, Q Acoustics, pretty detailed. JBL Stage A130, Klipsch actually would be a very nice pairing with the DH190. Your budget is $300 USD. Uh oh, bump down. Brock was up there. Where's Brock? There's Steve Zedman. There we go. I checked out their site. I'm definitely curious. Really like ELAC. I do too. Texas John. Dentons are great for the money. That's good to know. There's not been a Wharfdale that I haven't been like, wow, this is good. ELAC Unified 2.0 UB52 towers versus Wharfdale Diamond 11.4 tower. Go. Unfortunately, I haven't heard the Unified 2.0 towers. I have heard the 11.4s because they're upstairs, and I love them. They're very nice. Unfortunately, I don't know if the 11.4s can be had anymore. But I couldn't compare them because I haven't heard the ELACs from the tower version. Hi, just come in. How's the Hy-V2? Oh, Alex. Alex, it's a good question. It's a tough one to answer, but I'm going to answer it. The Hy-V 2.2A build is been put on hold because their cabinet and enclosure is cut at all 45-degree angles, which means when I try to put a clamp on one side, it pushes in and then it pushes everything out. And then when I put another clamp in, it cocks. So anyway, the bottom line was I spent a better part of an afternoon trying to put those enclosures together 3 different times. And not one of those times was I successful. So I had to take a beat, put it in the garage. I'm letting them sit. Actually, I may end up building my own enclosures for them that don't have 45-degree angles. So, because I really want to hear them. Well, my birthday is coming up, and I think I want to dedicate a 2-channel setup for just music. The options are endless. You got it, Ortiz. They are. Zedman saying shit also uses 80 chips for Bifrost. Oh, sir, any thoughts on the SVS Prime Towers versus the AMO 809? I can almost guarantee you the Prime Towers are going to walk all over the 809s. With that said, I haven't heard the 809s or the Prime Towers. I've heard the 807s. I've got the Prime bookshelves, but I can't imagine that the Primes would not be significantly better than the 809s. Should I even worry about DACs or just spend on headphone speakers? Thanks for answering all these questions. So that's a good question. I think you should get your speakers, your headphones right first. But I am starting to discover that a DAC can and will have a significant impact on the music, especially obviously if you're listening to just digital. So if you're 90%, 85%, 99% digital, I think a DAC, a very good DAC, is a wise investment because just as a good pair of speakers will make pretty much everything sound better, a DAC will also make everything sound better if it's all digital, right? So I think DACs are Um, More important than some probably would lead people to believe. 377 for Klepsch is a great deal. Yeah, it is. It was recently. I don't know if they're still um, that SVS bookshelf though. I'm ever so curious. I like them. They're good. I haven't listened to them for a while. What subwoofer for these towers? I would go bookshelves and sub for the money. Yeah, I would too. One more question. What is the difference between slim center speaker with more than two small drivers and two big 4 to 5 inch like JBL? Okay. What is the difference between slim center speaker with more than two small? Oh, are you talking about like the Polk that has like the whole line, just a bunch of them? I don't know. They probably do that for real estate. They probably also do it for efficiency. I don't know. There's a reason why they're doing it. I don't particularly know why. Um, I don't know. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. Hey, John Sweeta. Louis, did the Fire Stick experiment work? Unfortunately, it did not. And I discovered why. Because when you go into Alexa and you're assigning things to what? Anyway, the Fire TV stick shows up as a TV. So the only thing that you can cast Amazon Music to is what's considered a speaker. And some streamers are considered speakers. Well, anyway, the Fire TV does not show up as something that you can cast it to. So unfortunately, Louis, it did not work. I've only heard the Echolink Unified 2.0 at Best Buy on a shelf 2 feet apart. It sounded okay. I haven't heard other than Elinks. Yeah, those really come alive if you can get them a little ways out and get a little bit of power into them. This episode is sponsored by Johnny's Ceramic Busts. What's up, bro? What up, Dan Brown? Yep, got the 600s at 377, but I still got my eye on the Forte. Well, now, Bob Marley, I'd like to hear the Fortes. Do you plan on reviewing subs anytime soon and DIY subs? So I have a new sub in here from Stark Audio. That's the only sub I've got in. DIY subs, probably not. Rothgar the Viking. The DIY stuff is very time consuming and it's very stressful on me because I want it to be perfect and it bothers me. And I have, like, when I do something, like I have a lot amount of time for it, and then when it goes like outside of that, I freak out. I personally love the DIY stuff though, and I wish I could do more of it. Sorry, what are you on? Although I do have a DIY amp in, which is going to be a lot of fun. Bluetooth on the Sprout is surprisingly good. I think my comparisons are very limited though. Well, I have no doubts that PS Audio optimized the heck out of that Bluetooth connection. So that doesn't surprise me. You know what's interesting is the Bluetooth on the Sony DH190, which is a $100 receiver, is actually really good too. Ooh, Jake Taylor. Are the appearing audio super tweeters worth it, regardless of your speaker type, soft dome, hard dome, plain art? That I cannot answer. That is ultimately up to you. If I can't answer that question. I mean, it's hard to say is it worth it or not. I think if you have a rolled off speaker on the top, then maybe. If you want some extra air, some ambiance, yes. Um, it just depends. It's a tough question to answer. Ooh, iFi Zen Phono Stage 150. I didn't even think about that. Good call, John. I haven't heard it, but everything that I've heard is very good. Okay. Why are the Emotiva speakers always out of stock? Because I guess they're good. They're good. I think everybody's out of stock. Go look at Shit's website. Everything's out of stock in like 4 6 week lead times. Best bookshelf speakers to match LJM 120 DIY amp. I'm not familiar with that one. I don't know. How many watts does it put out? If you had to recommend 3 different flavors of budget speakers for people looking to find the sound they like, what would they be? Under $200 per pair. If you had to make 3 different flavors of budget speakers. Okay. So JBL Stage A130 is a neutral to exciting speaker. The Mica RB42 is a very warm speaker. That's $150. Um, mm-hmm. And then the Sony SSCS5 is more exciting on top. So it'd be Mica, warm, JBL Stage A130, neutral to a bit lively, and then the SSCS5, lively. There you go. I can't believe I could do that. I have the ELAC Unified 2.0 5.0 center champ. Very cool. Hey there. I've been watching your videos and loving it. I just ordered the Yamaha S805. Good. For great price. And I'm eyeing a Harman Kardon 3380 receiver. Should I pull the trigger on it? I don't have any experience with that Harman. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, Alex says that's funny. It's fun. I really wanted it because their drivers are great. Their crossover is really cool too. I'm going to get to it, but it was so like I was a little stressed out, and I'm like, I can't do it. I needed to take a step away from it. Almost 26,000 subs. I know, isn't that crazy? It could happen today, maybe. Any recommendations for a DAC amp for HD 660S? I'm temporarily using a topping MX3 since it was super cheap on eBay. Oh, i5 Zen. $100, maybe $130. If you're just USB, that's tough to beat. That is a one nice sounding DAC amp. Randy, just cut a 45-degree wedge to build. Okay, Dan, please come and cut it for me. Just cut a 45. They actually make like clamps, but I know it sounds so like easy for everybody, but unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to really do that. Hey, my birthday is today. Hey, happy birthday. Please send me a pair of Fortes and t-shirt. Thank you. You bet, Bob. It's on its way. I got to bounce, guys. Have a good one. Thanks, Ortiz, 805. Cut some 45-degree wedges and use a strap to hold it together when gluing. Okay. We'll do that. Peter, Yamo's great for the money. I agree. I saw a listing for a pair of clips KS F85. It's $30, but one of the speakers needs a new input plate. I'm new to all this, but curious if it's worth trying to fix. Oh, are you talking about like the binding posts where the speaker wire goes? Depends on the size. You might be able to get one from Parts Express and just drop it in. All right, Peter got some speakers for 140. You are welcome. Towers add some bass and efficiency, but it's usually better to just put that money into better sub. Agree with Matt. Bookshelf can the audio range cover the audio range sub can't. Yes. 9mm mic. I just bought Korn. Follow the leader from Walmart. Surprisingly, it sounds awesome. The edges of the vinyl are really rough though. You can get a Korn vinyl record at Walmart. That's amazing. The times we live in. Thoughts on Outlaw? I haven't heard any Outlaw stuff. I'd love to, but I haven't. I think they are very well regarded. I just bought a $15 DAC so my son can hook up the Xbox to the Savage. Ooh, I got one right behind me. I just got, along with my old Def Tech. I'll probably get something better soon. Can't wait to do some A/B tests. You're not a nerd. It sounds awesome. DAC amp for ADSL 710s under $500. I don't know what the ADSL 710s are. Is that a speaker? I'm going brain dead. I'm sorry. Where'd it go? Hey, Rainy. Are you going to check out the Infinity speakers that are on silly sales? Towers for $300 a pair. Certain websites, Center 175 bookshelves. I don't have any like immediate plans to do that. But I've got to work through some things, and I really need to do is get my schedule going so that I can not be so reactionary. Oh, it really popped up here. Okay. SVS SB 2000 plus. Is that an awesome small? It is awesome in the small room I use it. I hope so, man. It sounds like a lot of power. What's the name of the DIY amp? Is it solid state or it's solid state? AB. It's Akita or Akita or something like that. It's really cool. Um, should I go for bipole speaker surrounds? Yeah, I've got some upstairs. They're pretty cool for surrounds. Hey, $10. Thank you. All right, so we are at Sabaj. Let me see who gave me. Matt, thank you. Rainy, have you bought a Umic? Yes, I do. And download Rue? Yes. Asian Gear, if you aren't familiar, Rue is free. Mike is about $100. I do have it. I don't often measure unless I hear something really wackadoo, and then I want to confirm if what I'm hearing is correct. It's the only time I measure. Um, I'm weird about measurements. I don't want to like measure and then listen. So I'll listen and then measure and confirm. Trust but verify. Okay. What's a decent, affordable, high efficiency pair of speakers that would work with the Valve amp? Oh, that one? Actually, you'd be surprised just about anything because that can be up to 25 watts, and that's plenty for anything I own. Um, yeah, actually, you'd be surprised what you can get out of 6 watts. Um, mm-hmm. No, on the dipole speakers, they were needed before 5.1 surround and higher. I don't know. I think it's cool. I like to have it all around me. I'm not a home theater guy though, so I'm sure home theater people would maybe disagree with me. I mean, they still make them, so people are still using them. I just think they're cool. Yo, Randy. Yo, Gordo. What up? All right. All right. To do bipole surrounds. Which brands were you looking? Okay, here we go. Nice, Matt. I'm dying to get dual SVS PB1000 Pros to go with most of the Elex. Well, now you're talking, CS. That sounds like fun. Any thoughts on the Cambridge? I have not reviewed any Cambridge stuff yet, though. I'd like to. Infinity, we talked about that. Are you going to get a Cali Audio 8V2, $370 a pair? Very good. Active monitors won't be that price for much longer. John, I am not quite comfortable jumping into the powered monitor pool yet. I'm not saying it won't happen, but probably not in the next month or so. Bought a Cambridge XR100 installed on its way. Question: use internal phonostage preamp or continue with using the shit Manny preamp? My guess is to go with which sounds better. That's exactly what I was going to say. If you have both, try it, and then whichever one you like, do it that way. I had a PSA 15-inch sub. SVF app is really nice feature. Plenty of output. Yeah, I love that app. Do you generally have a preference? Paper versus poly versus Kevlar versus aluminum? Some people would say that the material makes a big difference. I, if you look at the UB52, that's an aluminum driver. I've got the CSS Crichtons up right now. That's kind of a paper-ish. Kevlar sounds good. I think it depends on how it's used. Um, so I think if I had the choice, but here's the thing though, it's like I wouldn't have chosen aluminum if I was building a speaker, but then I hear the UB52s and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So if I had if I was building my own speaker, it would be a paper or kind of paper-ish type of a woofer. But oftentimes, from what I've been told, and I don't know if this is factual or not, oftentimes what I've been told is that like a paper driver won't have the ability to, or the excursion, maybe, I don't know. Basically, it can't go as low as like aluminum drivers can. So I guess there's a trade-off there. Either way, I guess the point being is I've heard great bass out of aluminum and paper and Kevlar. I like what Wharfdale does with their stuff from a factory speaker perspective, but I also like what Elec did with the UB52s. Just watch Ron's $8,000 turntable review. I'll have to send him that Korn album once he arrives in Texas. That'd be fun. What'd you guys think of his hat? I liked his hat. Hey, it's Mark from Detroit. Today is not my birthday. I'll just take the t-shirt. Love the show. Thanks, Mark. I actually don't even have any t-shirts here. Like, it all goes through Teespring. I have one t-shirt that I ordered myself. Why not then, Matt? Laugh out loud. Might find you some. Okay. All right. Peter Garcia, thanks for the feedback. Watching your stuff got me to make the leap into building a proper system. Great community. Good times. Cheers. Thank you, Peter. Y'all should like hang out or consider being Patreon. We have awesome chats on Sunday nights. I'm not telling you to become a Patreon or patron just because of that, but they're a lot of fun Sunday nights. I mix audio and run a soundboard for church, so I want to get the Audio Technica M40X for $110. But after seeing your Meze 99 Classic and seeing the cheaper Noir version, I don't know which one to choose. So I've got the M50Xs. I think for monitoring, the Audio Technicas maybe, but for me personally, for like pleasure listening, I really like it. Speaking of awesome hats and $8,000 turntables, look who it is. It's New Record Day. Can't stay, but I wanted to stop by and say hello. Hello, Ron. Thank you. Did you bring your hat? Because I want it. I want the hat. Thank you, Ron. $10 going to Homes for Our Troops. Tecton speakers. I haven't heard those yet. I'll have to look into it. I talked to the gentleman over at Tecton. Oh, Noah Shelton. Give me $1.49. Thank you. 75 cents. Banana. Thank you. 75 cents going to Homes for Our Troops. $50. Oh, we're really rolling in now. Jason331. Thank you. PayPal giving me fits. Let's try another amount. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. $25 going to Homes for Our Troops. Van Overbay. Vandalay Industries. That's a Seinfeld reference. All right, we got to hop up here. B-Stock ELAC Unify UB53 2.0 for $450 on the ELAC site. I bought and purchased two. Oh, there it is. Louis Sipes. I can't even say this. Akita Kia 102. I'll be following closely. It's something from them, Louis. I can't say it. You probably can say it better. Akitika. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Akitika. Yeah. Yeah. It's from them. That's who I got it from. All right. Hey man, my favorite speakers I've heard for semi-reasonable price were the KEF Q750s. What brands of speakers are similar to the sound of Kef? Well, Kef's got a pretty unique sound with it. Hold on just a moment. I'm trying to do something. Opinion on new PSB Alpha series. Your thoughts on T20 speaker? Um, I did a PSB review. I think it was the A5. Hold on a second. T20. Is that a PSB or is that a Polk? Um, Sorry. All right. Let's get back into it. What's that Japanese DIY amp, not IKEA? I'm going to show you. Putting it together would be a good series, or even live, even better. There's zero chance I'm putting an amp together on a live stream because there could be profanity, gnashing of teeth, maybe electrocutions, burning, soldering my fingertips. You don't want to see it, and I don't want it to be out there. I'm going to be locked away when I do that amp kit. You don't want to see my poor soldering skills. Just ordered SMSL Sanskrit because of your response about the importance of DAC. Okay. Only your first DAC ever. Good deal, Jake Taylor. I hope you like it. John Sweet, are you talking about? Okay, Tube Cube. Martin, about Randy's DIY amp. Okay. Hayden Anderson, I love my Kef Q150. Wait until they go on set. Yeah, don't buy them. You gotta buy them at 300. The towers are the same. Yeah, don't ever buy Q150s unless they're $300. Hold on. Oh, my stupid glasses. All right, here we go. I only use my Hyphem and Arias at work and currently don't have speakers. Been researching. I'm not buying for a while. I'm just wondering if something simpler performing speakers to Kef. Just get Kefs, man. Well, actually, the Stage A130s kind of Kef like, more kind of like the Kef Q350 because the Kef Q150 is actually a little bit warmer speaker. So not all Kefs sound the same. Q150 is warmer, more lush. Q350 is pretty neutral. LS50 is shards of frozen glass into your eyeballs. Oh, hold on. Someone just dropped a Hyundai in here. Jason 331. Okay. Now you have a new record and a not a silly hat. Wow. Jason, that is very, very kind of you. Had to beat Andrew. And you did actually, because he gave $99.99. So Jason, you are now the top contributor to live stream cam in Homes for Our Troops. That is very generous of you. Record now since with Jason and Becky in memory of the late Chief Chavez father. Okay. Well, Jason, I really appreciate it, man. That is very, very nice of you. Very, very, very nice. Glasses are weird. What do you think of Zoo Audio? From all accounts, I think they're great. I know Steve Gutenberg has tried them out. I know other folks that have tried them and like them. Tanoi dual concentric all day. Recently got some. Should have gotten them decades ago. Very cool. New record day has left the building. Have you heard the Outlaw? I haven't heard any Outlaw. Ooh, the Minx XLS are sweet. Yes, XLs. Very good little speaker. Very good. I should have mentioned that under 200. I typically like metal over soft dome, but I do like the Cambridge Minx XLs. Yeah, they're nice. They are nice. Nice, nice, nice. You heard the Kef R3? I have not. Q Acoustic 3030i or Elac WB6 Original or Emotiva B1 Plus. Those are like 3 different flavors. Elac WB6, some would call that warm, rolled off on top. Q Acoustics 3030i, very bassy and very exciting, very much a U-shaped. Emotiva B1 Plus, Also, again, a U shaped, but extraordinarily detailed. Okay. So the Qs and the emos are going to be more similar. The Qs are going to have way more bass. That 3030i has got a ton of bass. The Echolink WB6 has a lot of bass, but it's in more in line with the mid range. And then when you bring up the power on the B6s, the treble comes up. The B6 also sound stages amazingly well and images well. We want to see it, and you really want to put it out there. Ha ha ha. Are you talking about the live stream of me burning my house down, trying to put together an amp? You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Mm-mm-mm. Stereophile reviewed the here it is again. Akitaka. Louis, you're killing me. Let's just call it the Attica. The Attica 102. That's better. Attica. Attica. Louis. Louis, you spent some time in Attica, didn't you? After that unfortunate incident on that canoeing trip with the bus and the fire, and then you were on the lam. The U.S. Marshals were chasing you down. You're jumping off trains, and you ended up in Attica. But you paid your time in debt to society, and now you're a free man. We appreciate it. I'm just kidding. Louis got a kick out of that. Oh man, Louis, I would love to hang out with you, make you laugh. Got the Andover Songbird. Incredible value. I agree. I've got it right over there. Outlaw NR 216 has received a lot of reviews. I think they will do well. Given so many DACs, I wish they produced a more naked, integrated sans and internal. Okay, internal DAC and digital inputs add an XLR. Well, there's a few out there. Musical fidelity. Now, I don't think it has balanced inputs, but musical fidelity has an option that is just amp. Trying to think some other ones. No, the BC Acoustics has a DAC in it. I'd have to think hard about that, but I'm with you. I just give me the analog, and let me add the DAC I want to it. But most people are like, no, I want a DAC and everything in it. Give me analog and a phono stage, maybe. Yeah. I think FQ3s back in the day from the mid 90s, now running Warfadale S115s. Riga. Akitika. Attica. Do you have a favorite bookshelf speaker stand? Oh my, you know what, Phil? So interesting you asked that question, because I was going to ask you all is what bookshelf speaker stands would you suggest that aren't stupid expensive? Okay, Andrew Cohen says Akitika. Attica. All right. I think we've settled in on Attica. I think that's right. Any experiences with a shit multi-bit? No, I don't. I think you will enjoy, since you are like me and prefer Bar Brown and ESS. So, Jason, my good friend Steve Zedman has the Bifrost multi-bit, and he loves it. And I'd like to get it. And actually, I went on their website today to look at it. Price pretty well. And guess what? Like 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Tried out a Rel T0 Mark III 6.5-inch sub last night, $399. Was not impressed. An acoustic audio PSW 661 has more power and works pretty well. Another coffee table with my Spectre 2s. I'm sorry, Delay Industries, Van Overbay. I am sorry about that. I hope you can return it. The SVS SB 1000 Pro is actually pretty small. Very small for a 12-inch. Okay, Dan Brown has the Rockvilles. Okay, speaker stands. I've looked at those. Monoprice filled with sand. Okay. Can I fill it with buckshot, gunpowder, and used kitty litter? Can I do that? Hmm. Monolith speaker stands are apparently pretty good for the price. Monolith. Okay, yeah, we're getting uh some, some votes for monoprice. Green Beginner says Attica in the Streets. Name that movie. I don't know that one. Hello, hola, bonjour. Thank you for making me laugh during your videos. Keep up the good work. Bad Monkey Finger. I wake up every day thinking, how am I going to make Bad Monkey Finger laugh today? And then usually I come up with starting something on fire. Because there's nothing funnier than arson. I'm currently using Vienna Acoustics Mozart. Oh, that sounds like a very fancy speaker. As bookshelf stands, blue the drivers on the VAs, 70-pound stands for now. You know, Matt, there's actually a lot of when you use tower speaker as a speaker stand, it actually kind of turns it into a transmission line. So there's actually can be really good things when you use a tower speaker as a speaker stand because it's hollow. About the Topic MX3 to use a soundbar killer. Very cool. It would be dual concentric. Okay. Okay, here we go. Shit has been having stock issues forever. Yeah, they've gotten really bad now. Jason's HeadFi thread is a must read. Okay. I have the Kanto. Okay, here we go. 6-inch stands with Spectre 2s. Super heavy steel, and I love them. Ooh, nice. Paid $89 for them on Amazon, and still worth it. 89 for the pair. I'm in on that. 89 a piece, maybe. Good sub between JBL A100P Polk HCA A10 for 50 music and movies. Good sub between. Okay, I don't know if I know. Oh, Dog Day Afternoon. Steve Zedman, Louis, Steve Zedman. I've been eyeballing the Bifrost for months since I bought the Modi 3. What did you use before that? I don't know if Steve's on here anymore. Local range might let you collect the lead for speaker stand ballast. There's not a lot of lead at the range. There's a lot of brass at the range. Um, Maybe if I go like way back and be, I don't know if I want to be picking up used projectiles on a shooting range though. Hey, it's okay. Yeah, just go down range. And then I'm back there picking up, and then all of a sudden I get shot to death. Oh, they don't work. Just fancy stands. I finally got two shit Agirs. One is good enough for my old B&W floor standard, 89 dB. Agir gets very hot. One had to go. In standby, they stay at 97 degrees. Ooh, that's like having a. I was going to make an off color joke about your amplifier being the same temperature as a human being. Okay. I had mine about 6 months, same thing. I said back ordered, and it came in about 2 weeks. Oh, okay, cool. Jason is Jason Stoddard, the owner of Shit. He writes a blog over on HeadFi about products and getting them to market. Very informative. I bet it is. I bet it is. What's a good budget center speaker? Mm, I think stuff from Yamo is probably good for budget. It depends on what your budget is. Um, I don't know. You know what I'd like to do is take two pair of Sony SSCS5s and then use two of them for the center channel wired in parallel. Actually, you could wire them in series too, probably. Sub placement device, small bedroom. Oh, okay. So it could be tricky. If you get in a corner, it might be too much bass for you. Um, but I'd start like maybe right underneath your TV or wherever it is, or between your speakers, between two speakers, and see if you can dial it in. And then what you want to do is kind of move around. Actually, what you really want to do, put the sub where you're going to sit, and then turn it on, and then actually crawl around the room until you feel like it's really bassy or it's what you like, and then put a piece of tape there or a shoe, or take your shirt off, put your shirt off there, and then take the sub and then switch places with it. That's what I do. You might need to get a long sub cord though. I love shit gear. Own way too much of it. Really like their business model. Yeah, they're pretty cool. They've been promising to send me some stuff, but they never have anything in to send me. Have you looked into the Denafreps? Well, funny you mentioned that, Chad. I know you can't see it. Here, let's turn on my light. Take a look at it down here. Right there is the aforementioned Denafreps Aries 2. And it's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, Chad. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I feel the set of monolith with great stuff. Worked well. I wonder if you could fill it with dog crap. Just kidding. You don't want to do that. Probably stink real bad. Actually, though, when it's left out, dog crap kind of gets very dehydrated and white. I don't know if you'd have the density, though, you'd want. If you don't mind a tripod style, consider Ola Music Professional Heavy Duty Tripod. Amazon, $70 a pair. Yeah, cool. Ooh, what amp would I pair with the Q Acoustics 3030i? Very good pairing is pretty much going to be any of the SMSL topping, Fozzy Audio, Savage, any of that Class D stuff is going to pair well with the Q Acoustics 3030i. Might be a bit much on top. You might need to bring the treble down a little bit in the tone controls, but that's might be the way to go. So Class D stuff is nice. I'm not saying that solid state or anything is not going to pair well with the 3030i's, but 3030i's are pretty bassy. So you want something that maybe lean for an amp to balance that out. Any way to combine hi-fi audio with home theater? Sure, there is. The reason I asked is because I love movies and my wife music. She got Martin. Okay, sure. A lot of AV receivers actually have different modes. You put it into music mode or whatever. Like my Marantz NR 1711, you can, when you put it into music mode, just runs the front center channels and actually shuts down the rest of the receiver. Yeah, absolutely. And actually on the Marantz NR 1711, you can actually run a dedicated 2-channel system and then a completely different 5-channel system all hooked up at the same time. It's very cool. Absolutely. So there's a lot of options. You have to look into your receiver, though, to see what options there are. But look for something called direct mode or pure direct mode. And that's for music. So, yeah, absolutely. Are the Sony really that good, Sean? The SSCS5s for $75? Yeah. For $120? Yeah. Have you looked into the Denafreps Aries 2? It's the most. Oh, yeah. I just showed that. I love the shit. Okay. Yeah. I had to look the model as Rockville. Steel bookshelf speaker stands, $84. Oh, they cost a shit. Take a look into Parasound preamps or integrated amps. They have good theater bypass and bass management for music. There you go. Depends on your stands. You have to be careful if they're lossless cabinets. You really want to open stand that's not filled with weight. Okay. Ron's latest review is friggin' awesome, but my bank would be empty. It's a good looking turntable though, isn't it? Looks like it was whittled out of a piece of wood from Mordor, and someone made a turntable into it. Oh, here we go. C1 Emotiva C1 Plus is an awesome center channel speaker. I would agree with Redneck Tech 70. Got one out there. All right. ASR has a great review of this amp. Which amp is that? Jason 331. Usually I don't like if ASR likes something, I automatically don't like it. I'm just kidding. Actually, the Stage A130, I gave it a rave review, and then someone was like, "Hey, ASR loves that too." And I'm like, "Really? If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have said anything good about it." I'm just kidding. You got to get the IEMA A07 power amplifier, $79. You can't see it, but it's right over there. Right there. Okay. Is there a way I can still use my Hafler DH500 and get a TV DSP unit for my TV or coder unit? I was thinking about updating to an AVR and dropping the Hafler. Okay. If the Hafler is a amp, integrated amp, I'm not familiar with it, but if it is and it doesn't have any digital capabilities, then the answer is absolutely yes, for sure. Pretty much any DAC that will take an optical or coax will work, but I'm not sure what the Hafler is. Have you tried the? Oh, okay, it's killer amp. All right, sure. Yeah, not yet, not yet, but I have it right over there. Maybe I'll pull it out today. What do you think about Apple releasing high definition audio? Very good. It's good for the consumer. I'm glad they're doing it. I hope they update a Bluetooth codec that can handle all of that data. Have a Pioneer SX727 using a preamp going into Bob Latino home belt and 2 amp. What kind of speaker should I go DOI or bias set? There's a lot of information in here. Using a preamp going into, okay, so I don't know, 35 watt per channel. Okay, there we go. It depends. I like DIY. I think you get a lot of bang for the buck at a DIY. Uh, the CSS Crichtons or the GR Research are both phenomenal kit speakers. Phenomenal. All right. I have that IEMA, and they sound really nice. The Kiko's E40 and AB do. We got all sorts of cool words in here. Under 100. IEMA. Arriba. Apple AirPlay 2 can stream the high bitrate. You're absolutely right, Redneck Tech. I was actually reading about that last night. Apple still needs to update their codecs. AAC. We got aptX HD. We got LDAC. We have the Huawei. Apple needs to update their. But here's the thing: Apple not updating their Bluetooth codec means they really don't care about audio files. And there's something else. There's another reason why they're going lossless, and it has nothing to do with us. Like they couldn't give two craps about audio files. It's such a small portion of the market. They really don't care, unless I don't know. They're mad at Tidal or Cobus, but I don't know why. I don't even know why that would move the radar for Apple or move the needle for Apple. All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Have you heard any new music that blew you away? I'm trying to think. I heard a Harvester of Sorrow the other day, and I hadn't heard it for a while, and that kind of blew me away about how good it was. And remember, Apple said their devices are not currently supporting a hybrid rate stream. At a T7, I liked it a lot. Yes, thanks for saying that. I don't know what I said. You heard any new music? Okay, here we go. Broke my ELAC UB52 in yesterday and today and sat down and listened tonight. Holy crap, the soundstage. Yeah. Never heard depth like that before. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's crazy about the UB52s is the vertical off axis. Like I had my son listening to him, and I was behind the couch and I stood up and I'm like, literally didn't hear any difference. Mike Hatchie, why is the Pioneer Andrew Jones Center so bad? I don't know. I'll ask him. Is Amazon Music gapless? So yes, it's the streamer that sometimes is not gapless. But Amazon Music is gapless. A Blue Sound Node 2i will play Amazon Music gapless. If you are airplaying Amazon Music through AirPlay 1 or AirPlay 2, it will also play gaplessly. If you Bluetooth Amazon Music, it will also play gaplessly. You get gaps depending upon the streaming device that you're using. So AirPlay, Blue Sound, any of the Blue Sound products, and Bluetooth is the way you can get gapless Amazon Music. UB52 owner, you are right. Yes, very good speaker. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh, weird comparison. 3030i versus T0 bass response. Hmm. I Low volumes, the 3030i is actually going to seem bassier. Higher volumes, the T0 probably wins. Are you reviewing the new ELAC Unify reference? Blackberry Smoke, cool. Rainy, I stream 90% of my music over Fire TV on an Echo Dot. So I run RCA to my amp and then the speakers. Is there any way I can improve the quality? Jake Taylor, great question. Because if you are running through your Echo Dot to your stereo via RCAs, you're using the internal DAC of the Echo, which is not great. However, there is a product called the Echolink, and it is a streamer, but it also, more importantly, it's an end device for Amazon Music. So when you pull up Amazon Music HD, you click the little cast button, it'll show up in there. So you just connect it to Alexa. Also has a sub out, also has an optical out. Now, if you're using its DAC, it's, I think even if it's you're using an external DAC, it's only 1644.1. However, it's still, to me, I think is probably the best way to get an Amazon Music endpoint, and either use its DAC, which is okay, or use your external DAC, which would be even better. But the DAC and the Echo is not good, and you'll be able to hear a significant improvement. All right, gents, I think I am going to call it a night. So I appreciate all of you being in here. If there's any ladies, thank you, ladies, for being in here too. I appreciate y'all. And yes, Jason, I do take music recommendations for sure. You can email me or put it on the Facebook group, anything like that. So good night. Thank you for a great Monday. I hope you guys had a good Monday. I hope you have a great week. And hopefully we'll have some more videos up for you. So good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.